What's up, Neverwinter fans? schmudthedarth here, and this is a two-part video. One, I'm going back to the trade house. I'm explaining a little tweak that I'm doing now, making even more money. Been getting a lot of hits on that last video. People sending me messages saying, "Oh, Schmud, man, I invested $400,000. I made $500 out of it. You know, $500 profit." And that is awesome, guys. Second part of this video. Oh shit! I just knocked over a can. All right. Second part of this video is I'm about to tell you all about my trip to the emergency room. Good stuff, so stay tuned. Basically what I'm doing is alchemy boxes are going down, but alchemist stuff is going way up. I found out through a little birdie, these big guilds, you know, I knew they were buying alchemy stuff. What I didn't realize is they're buying the alchemists themselves, and they're selling off all the crucibles and stuff. So what I'm doing now is I'm opening the boxes, dumping the alchemists, I'm getting 1,500 on greens. They're selling as quick as I can post them. And then I'm keeping all the crucibles and stuff. I'm going to wait for the market to jump when Mod 6 drops, and then I'm going to dump them. So yeah, keep buying up these profession packs. They're supposed to release today about Mod 6 when it's coming out, all that. So yeah, so now the emergency room story. Oh, this is great, guys. So this morning I go to the emergency room because I'm taking my girlfriend in, fiance, excuse me, and it turns out she's got gallbladder stones or something. So while the doctors are checking her out, she's in bed and I'm sitting on the chair. You know, it's I'm at the end of like a 48-hour sugar binge. So you can imagine the state I'm in. Well, all of a sudden, and this is all secondhand knowledge at this point, apparently I stood up, immediately sat back down, my eyes rolled back in my head, and I then went into convulsions, I guess, like I was having a seizure. So nurses and doctors all ran in there, and for like 4 or 5 minutes I'm just jumping around like a damn idiot. And the funniest part, apparently during this I farted really loudly, so that's awesome. I checked my pants, there was no spillage, thank you Jesus for that. So when I wake up, I've got 2 guys, one on each leg and a girl on each arm trying to get me in a wheelchair. And I wake up and immediately I apparently say, "I'm not paying extra for this." Yeah. You know, even when I'm delirious, my humor comes through, I guess. So they whisk me off to a room, put an IV in me, and the doctor comes in, and what is the first thing the doctor's always going to ask about? He says, "Have you been taking any prescription drugs?" I look him dead in the face and say, "Define prescription." And he says, "Well, something a doctor has to prescribe." I said, "Well, if it's not prescribed to me, does it count?" He did not find this amusing. So, he asked me what I was on, and I went through a little list. And he says, "Well, do you take speed?" I asked him, "Hey, by the way, I had a 20-ounce Red Bull. Do you see it?" He also did not find this amusing. He starts asking more about speed, and he says, "When was the last time you took speed?" I said, "Well, I'm not sure. That depends." And he says, "Depends on what? If you can remember?" I said, "No, it depends on what time it is." So, yeah, basically, they ran a bunch of tests on me, and the doctor actually said at one point, "Hey, you know, we're going to run this test, and this test." And I said, "Hell, doc, run all the tests you want. I'm not paying for them anyway." And no, I don't have insurance. I'm just going to, you know, screw them on the bill. So, yeah. When it's all said and done, $1,500 bill. Charlie Sheen would have been proud by the results. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Don't worry, I am alive and healthy, I think. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm going to keep making these videos. Stay tuned. I'm going to be putting out more farming methods, all that stuff. And keep hitting me up. I love the messages about y'all making money on this.
Smoke.